Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw recap for February 16th. Where they was hosting it, I'll give you that information probably briefly later on, but um, I'm gonna probably try to go from segment to segment and try not to go bounce around all over the place. To start our night off, we had LA Knight come face to face with the Vision. Literally, LA Knight had returned at the Royal Rumble. Unfortunately, he was taken out earlier December on camera from Bronson Reed and Logan Paul. So with him returning, he helped Penta get a win over Bronson Reed a few weeks ago, and then I believe the Masked Man had came out prior to last week on a triple threat match to help out LA Knight win the triple threat to advance to the elimination chamber. And now the Vision has came out here start Monday Night Raw off with a rant, telling Adam Pearce that he is wrong for the way how they have handled the Masked Man, which drove LA Knight to come out here to taunt them. You mean like the car that he put you through? And of course, Logan's like one of the biggest trolls, so he with him also, trolling adds more to the value. Not gonna lie, LA Knight's been hot on the mic per se. He's been like him and Jay Uso has been hot on the mic for years. And this had also with me also throwing Jay out there because the Usos had made an appearance in the Raw crowd. So this had imprompted a six-man tag team matchup between Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Bronson Reed Division versus LA Knight and the Usos in a six-man tag team matchup. Which I'm not gonna lie, to open up Monday Night Raw, which was a pretty lit, honestly, matchup. Literally, I can say that match was all over, but I can say it more so highlighted Bronson Reed a whole lot more, which did help him benefit if he's looking to be in the elimination chamber, which I'm thinking that WWE is probably going to definitely push for him being in there. I guess they want one Vision guy since Braun Breaker is still out with a herniated injury. We are maybe seeing Bronson Reed take that next step to being like probably like the main guy. But at least with, like I said, Logan Paul, it still makes the star impact quality higher value at this point. So again, if Bronson Reed is in the elimination chamber, it will make things a whole lot more interesting. And then even so, after the matchup, we still had got a sneak peek because when Logan Paul grabbed Michael Cole's headphone set, the Masked Man ended up hitting a curb stomp on the table on the Logan Paul. So this is, like I said, brings more heat. I don't know if anybody else still had kind of like guessed about who the Masked Man was, even if you still think it's Adam Pearce. I mean, I don't know how long Seth Rollins is still inclined to be out on injury. Again, I'm still kind of have speculations about him per se. Maybe a few of maybe somebody else also as well. Who knows is still like on the roster. Who else they had picked up? So that still remains to be seen. And then also that went on to also that also happened. Liv Morgan had a sit down interview in order to talk about her potential WrestleMania opponent. Um, Again, Liv is not going to give up an answer right away. I have a feeling she's going, or her, however, WWE had this all planned and scripted. She's going to wait to the very last moment in order to announce who she's facing. So it will be really great. Hi, how's it going there from Russia? Nice to meet you. Make sure you subscribe. May again, seeing Stephanie Valkyrie and Liv Morgan, it might honestly be an awesome matchup for the WrestleMania books because they are definitely two intricate styles that if you're not ready for it, if you're not prepared for it, they can really catch you off guard. And Stephanie Valkyrie has really been stepping up majorly since being added to the main roster. So it is, like I said, really interesting to see her. And like I said, and like I said, I still love the Spanish translations between Stephanie Valkyrie and Dominic Mysterio. I swear, I do like out of anything, Dirty Dob is like probably like the most won over superstar out of any gender per se. I gotta say, because no matter what he does, he still gets the love. I will give him kudos and credit to the work he has put in from 2024 to 2025. I think he was the most uh, match wrestler competitor in 2024, if I'm not mistaken. Considering that he started off here, I want to say back in 2018, 19 with his father. So it does make, like I said, he does had climbed the ranks up a lot more, and I eventually we are going to see him defend his Intercontinental Championship. I don't know about his Triple H Championship again because Triple H only features on Saturdays. Oh man, that sounds hard, bro. But yeah, Stephanie Valkyrie definitely. Oh, that's cute. But we're gonna definitely be seeing, like I said, maybe Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Valkyrie, hopefully at Mania. Who knows per se? Again, the interview with Michael Cole got short because they were all they were all, like I said, really inclined to have a really good improv. And then next is also was the women's women's elimination chamber qualifying matchups. So it was Bailey versus Asuka versus Ivy Nile, which was a really great improv matchup. Honestly, I was rooting for either Bailey or Asuka within this matchup to win. And honestly, they didn't fail. They didn't fail me once whatsoever. They actually showed out. And one of the huge things is that just when you think Asuka is slept on, she can pull one or two moves out of nowhere, and she's in an elimination chamber matchup, which I'm very happy about because it's been well deserved for a wrestler who is putting over a lot of people and who has stepped up the game in a major way. So I'm glad to see Oscar back in. One of my other biggest takes I said that would probably be coming up. Lyra and Bailey, one of them are going to hit a heel turn. Who is going to do it on what? That remains to be seen. But you can expect one of those two to eventually get frustrated with the losses and then eventually trade on each other. So that way you'll have a decent improv story at that point. So again, that might end up being like your little WrestleMania in betweener match. Fortunately, since Bailey won the title from Io, I believe that was a couple WrestleManias ago. There hasn't really been any like major storylines with her progressively in there. So now more so is definitely I think I'm going to be probably hitting at that maybe either at Elimination Chamber, probably before Mania, maybe so. Who knows? And next was also a the next segment that was also a locked in matchup. They had to build the promo up for it. Of course, it's the rubber match or the match is going to happen again. CM Punk versus Finn Balor. Now again, they had it out over in London. It was a pretty decent matchup again for the most part. Make sure at Money in the Bank, they are going to go at it for the WWE for the World Heavyweight Championship. Again, this promo is promotion that they had was literally to promote who was the best in the world per se. Finn has made an arguable case independently. Arguable if you are trained around the world with different athletes and you have been at the top of the mountain and on top of the hill and you have beaten everybody that there is, you are technically on top of the world at that point. So Finn made an arguable statement, and then I've been loving Finn's promos like somewhat coming up more so as the weeks have been leading on. Again, I finally had got that quoted reference about him with the Roman Reigns matchup. So again, maybe we can go ahead and see. I don't know if maybe you would want to see Finn as champion. Who knows? Who cares? Who knows? It might be seen. WWE has shocked us with a few moments that were randomly. So at the end of the day, if so at the end of the day, I really do Finn will definitely probably have a great performance. Him winning the title, I don't know because we're locked in for Punk and Roman. Again, don't know. Still a lot to be seen. Still a lot to be. They're probably not judged, but just pre-launched. So, like I said, can't wait to see. Can't wait to see Punk versus Finn again for the second time on Elimination Chamber matchup. And I don't know how this might end up playing itself out. Punk has been champion for the last few months. So if you agree with it, then that's okay. And I love the reference to JD. He has a hard time getting in the ring because his head's so big. And then also, um, there was another impromptu matchup. Penta versus El Grande Americano. And Los Americanos is obviously the most entertaining group that there is. I'm gonna just let that be known. But oh yeah, the original El Grande Americano. Man, if only Chad Gable knew him. And Penta got the win over Grande Americano, the original. So you can take it for what it is. El Grande Americano is the greatest luchador that there is. And then also I don't know how anybody else feels. I was never the biggest Becky Lynch since she turned to the whole man phase. And then for me, with AJ Lee coming back, I I darn sure wasn't the most thrillist of it all. So it is what it is when it comes down to that. But Becky, like I said, she's going to sell the fight as much as well, sell the promotion as much as she can possible. So that's just where that leaves that too. I don't really, I haven't really been that much thrilled about um these two interactions because they're already too um they're kind of already self-made, self-promoted. They don't really need nothing else to their value, honestly. Like that's just why I can have just a carefree per se about them. Unfortunately, so that's what make this promo a little bit funnier more than probably all the rest. But yeah, it's just funny to see Becky and her interact with each other more. So it's not even like for me an entertainment purpose. Maybe if it does entertainment for nostalgia for everybody else, I understand. It's just that Becky never moved me, and then AJ was. I ain't gonna say she's there. She was never like goaded for me. She was just always here and always an obstacle for certain opponents, and I was always a Paige fan. For Becky to say I don't fight in Memphis. And then also too, we had the conclusion of tonight's matchup. It was Javon Evans, Dominic Mysterio, and Gunther to get the next qualifying matchup for the Elimination Chamber. Pretty good impromptu matchup. I wasn't pretty good matchup. Um I was kind of surprised that they gave the win to Javon, honestly, but it was well honestly deserved. And the way how the sequence of the match had took place, it was a really good, interesting thing, honestly. And I have a feeling WWE is starting to honestly listen to their crowd more and starting to see they have to put more youth inside of the ring. So now, at this point in time, I really do feel WWE is somewhat going in the right direction. If they stay in that direction, that still remains to be seen. Some things are short lived with them. Unfortunately, I still just do love the product that they get still deliver week to week. Um, can be a little bit more better. Personally, I feel like they could have a little bit more um added sequences on probably a certain storylines, but again, I'm not in the storyline directive process, so I'm still loving the product for what it is. I will be covering NXT later on. I'll probably also be doing more coverage if anything does pops up. So please make sure y'all hit the like, hit subscribe, and follow me for all of my wrestling podcast action. And then I will get back with y'all another time frame later on this evening. And take it easy, guys.